franchise is one of the most successful organizations in the history of modern sports, winning 17 world titles over the last 75 years. Hall of Famers spanning all eras of basketball have worn our iconic jersey, with many of the sport's royalty suiting up for the purple and gold. LeBron, Kobe, Shaq, Magic, Kareem, Wilt, Jerry, and Elgin. But it all started in Minneapolis 75 years ago with the first Mr. Basketball.
The incomparable George Mikan has earned the name of Mr. Basketball himself. There are, after all, many big men in basketball, but there is only one George Mikan. It's not only his size, but his extraordinary skill as well that makes him the biggest star in the game.
The Minneapolis Lakers were crowned as champions in 5 of the first 8 years of the NBA's existence, and also featured Hall of Famers Vern Mickelson, Jim Pollard, Slater Martin, Clyde Lavalette, and head coach John Kuhnel.
Some started calling them the greatest team ever assembled, the world champion Lakers.
The Minneapolis Lakers were the NBA's first dynasty, a dominating force that set the wheels in motion to become the franchise with the most playoff victories and championships in NBA history.
Now, when you were with the Lakers, 5 championships, whatever happened to all those pennants? People in LA want to hang in the warm.
Well, I've been looking for them, and they ripped the auditorium down, so I don't know what happened to the pennants, but someday we'll find them and resurrect them.
Laker fans, at this time, please turn your attention to the banner area as we honor the Lakers franchise first 5 World Championship teams.
Mr. Basketball, aren't you making no? You no limits? What if you stop? When they say you too big to play, that would have been a giant mistake, wouldn't it? Basketball had never been moved by giants. No banging bodies, no feet to big man, no attacking the basket. Instead, you made basketball big. Made spectacles respectable. You made me. Now, because of you, there's no limits on where we can go. Thank you, George.
And now, Laker fans, turn your attention to center court and welcome Hall of Famer number 42, Big Game James Worthy.
Hello and good evening. What a special night to be able to recognize Mr. George Mikan. I remember meeting Mr. George Mikan. He was the first iconic big man in basketball, and a drill was named after him called the Mikan drill. And any player that never played basketball knows this drill, especially if you're a big man. But not only was he a great basketball player, he was an extremely conscious man and became commissioner of the ABA because he knew that players who had yet to reach the NBA before they merged, he recognized that they needed a place to play. So not only was he a great player, a great mastermind, he was an extremely conscious man, and tonight we are honored have his son Patrick here to say a few words. But I remember meeting George. I think it was back in the early '90s at an event, and he said to me, he said, "Man, you really know how to use your left hand," and he believed in being ambidextrous. And I said, "Hell yeah, Mr. Mike," and I did the miking drill my entire life. So he really had an impact on so many players, both on and off the court. And it's an honor tonight that we're going to raise his number 99 in the rafters. But first, let's have a word from his son, Patrick Mikan.
Okay, Laker fans, here we go. We're going to celebrate my father's jersey he put up with the other Laker greats. So on behalf of the Mikan family, and we're all here, some are back there, some are upstairs, my brother Larry, my brother Terry, my brother Michael, my sister Maureen, and we're all here and to celebrate, and what a great occasion. You know, my dad always said, I could have done it without my teammates. We work together as a team, and that's why we have such success. And I only wish my dad's teammates and my dad could be here to see this. But having my family here is really, really great, because it really gives me a lot of emotions, and you know what kind of a great father I have. Heck, he was just my dad. And to see these kind of honors, and I got to tell you another thing. Shaquille O'Neal was very close to my dad, and Shaquille said to my dad, Mr. Basketball, number 99, without you, there would be no me. And boy, I'll tell you what, never forget that. And you know what, Dr. Buss said, you know, George, someday your name's going to be up there in lights. And you know what, here we are today. And I'll tell you what, Dr. Buss, number 99, my dad, Mr. Basketball, let's do what we do best. Let's go win championships. Woo! Thank you for all being here. And let's roll Lakers! Woo! My brother Michael just wants to say a word or two. He was my dad's right-hand man. So Michael just wants to say a few things really quick, and we'll get this game on.
Hello, LA. My name is Mike Mikan, son of George Mikan, number 99. I really want to thank Jeannie Buss, Linda Ramos, and the entire Laker organization for making this dream come true by joining the greatest Laker players of all time, retiring his jersey up in the rafters. My dad always said, once a Laker, always a Laker. Let's go!
All right, thank you, Patrick and Michael. Now we can turn our attention to the rafters, and we will rise